Has this ever happened to you when you try and hit your smash? Now stay tuned, because I'm gonna help you out and give you my tips and secrets on how you can get a much better smash. Let's go. What's up, YouTube family? It's so good to see you all again with your smiling faces, eager to learn what lesson we have in store for today. I'm your friendly neighborhood coach, Jose, and in today's lesson, we're gonna check out one of the most overlooked shots in tennis, which is the smash. Let's check it out. Now, when you're hitting your smash, there's a couple of things you need to make sure you get right. Firstly, the grip. Now, I've seen so many people do their smashes with the forehand grip, or the Eastern forehand grip in particular. Don't do this. You might get a few in here and there, but it's going to be very hard to control in the long run and to get more consistency. So get your hand onto the continental grip. And if you're not sure what that is, go and check out my grip video up the top here. Moving on. Now we need to make sure we're setting ourselves in the optimal position. Now, for me, the net is just on my right here, but I'm gonna pretend I'm hitting my smash to my left here. What I'm gonna make sure I do is firstly get my non-dominant hand pointing up to the sky, or pointing up to the ball, I should say. You want to make sure you're pointing this one up to the ball the whole time, almost up into the point where you actually hit the ball, then you're bringing it down. A little bit of a seesaw reaction. The reason for this is so that you can maintain good perception, depth perception on where the ball is. Now, if you're struggling really hard to actually make contact, clean contact in the middle of your racket, some activities you can practice at home is hand-eye coordination activities above your head. Now, I'm going to be making a video coming up very soon on your coordination and perception skills and how to improve those. So stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe so you can catch up when that video comes out. For this episode in particular, I'm just going to help you on the basics of how to do the smash. So keeping your non-dominant hand up to the top, and use that as a guide in terms of where the ball is and how far away it is to you. If it's starting to get closer to your hand, that's when you know that's the time to hit. If it's still quite a while away from your hand, it's still up there, then you need to still keep your feet moving, get yourself into a good position so that you can then strike the ball cleanly when you do make contact. Now, another very important part about hitting the ball more in the center is watch the ball hit your strings. Now, I know this is very hard because it's a fast swing, but you want to try and keep your head up and watching through that contact point as long as you possibly can to maintain good balance and stability through your swing. I see a lot of players, they'll do their smash and they'll put their head down before they've even hit the ball. Now, if you do this, you're not looking at your contact, you're losing track of the ball in particular. So you want to make sure you're always watching that ball through the contact so that you can maintain good stability, good coordination with your eyes and through that motion of the swing. Before I forget, there was one extra thing I should mention is when you move, make sure you're still side on. Just like when you do your serve on the baseline, you're more side on. The reason for this is flow. When you do your smash motion, you want to make sure that you're coming shoulder over the top of shoulder. So you're coming from down here over the top and rotate through. You're not doing a full rotation up like this. You're coming shoulder over the top of shoulder. 1, 2. So that way you can get up as high as you can reach and then rotate forward throughout your motion. Now, the last thing we need to talk about is the footwork. Now, you'll hear me go on and on and on about it in all of my videos, is you need to make sure you use the squeaky steps or adjustment steps, whatever you want to call them, but make sure that you're lightly moving and you're able to adjust your steps. If you're taking big, long strides, it's so easy to overrun the mark and get too close to the ball, or have that ball be too far behind you by the time you've hit it, so you've overrun the ball. So make sure you use those little steps and stay on your toes right up until the point where you start your swing. From that point onwards, you can be more stable until you strike through all the way as you finish your swing, then you can flow again afterwards. But you want to be as light on your toes to be able to adjust your feet, hence the word adjustment steps, so you can adjust your steps if you get too close to the ball or too far away from it just before you swing. So you want to maintain good balance and constantly move. So feet apart, light steps, all the way up until the point you start your swing, and then you should be fine. Now, when we're talking about the swing itself, there is nothing different compared to a serve. Now, a lot of you may think that when you do a smash, you smash and your strings come down. Don't do that, please. I have told you so many times in the past in all of my videos, don't swing down. If you swing down, you can only expect the ball to either go into the nets, and if it happens to go over, it's just going to clear the net by millimeters, and that is incredibly high risk. I want you to make sure you do your smash properly and build very good consistency so you're not going to make errors on your smash and you can get them in all day long. That's my goal for you, to be able to get your smash in all the time. With what I'm teaching you is make sure you do the pronation. So pronation, if you haven't seen any of my serving videos in the past, which I recommend doing up in the corner here, make sure that you've got your racket facing towards the side or facing towards your head. If your strings are facing up to the sky, you're probably using the wrong grip, so make sure you pay attention to where your hand is on your racket. Starting in like the serving position, dropping back so it's facing to you, and then from this point you're coming straight up as high as you can reach. And I'm sorry if my racket's out of frame, I'll come down a bit. You're reaching as high as you can, just pretend my arm's straight up, and then when you're hitting the ball, your string's straight through and then pronating through to the side like the professionals do. Now I know there's probably going to be a few of you on here, excuse me Jose, I don't think that's actually how you do it. Then you go and try it for yourself and then you let me know. Have a look at the pros, have a look at what all the coaches are telling you on YouTube, and then take your own advice, okay? This is all the things I'm telling you here are from my experience in helping my players, and they have improved from that and become very good tennis players. It's up to you whether you take my advice or not. I will never force you to do anything. I know and I believe in everything I'm teaching. It's up to you whether you do it or you don't do it. I'm not forcing anything on anybody. You go and try it out for yourself and see if it works or doesn't work. When you do the swing, the pronation, you want to make sure you're getting up as high as you can reach. So remember, using your non-dominant hand as a bit of a guide in terms of how far the ball is away from you. Now I recommend if you're striking or hitting the frame or missing completely, slow it down, okay? So when you've got that ball there, up, and then just slowly roll through the motion. Don't need to go hard, just relax the motion and just slow it right down. Then build up little bit by little bit, 5% increases of power each time till you find your limit of where you start making mistakes, and then just stick in that range there. Don't, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more every time, but just stick in that range just so you can build from that point onwards. If you're going too hard too soon, you're probably gonna find you go way too many mistakes, or you could potentially get injured, and I don't want that for you. Making sure you get up as high as you can reach and then pronate through to the side. Now I'm holding here so I can stay in frame of my screen here because I can see my hands are going a little outside. Reaching high, pronating all the way through. Now a key to find out if you've done the pronation correct or not is just check out where you finish. Now normally you would finish and you come all the way through like a serve. Now for this motion, if you're a beginner and you're just getting used to it for the first few times, finish after you've contacted the ball and just have a little look at where your strings are facing. You go up, you hit, and just have a look at where your strings are facing. If they're facing slightly out to the side, awesome. Okay, if they're facing a little bit more in towards you, that's no good. You've probably sliced it and you found you've got a lot of spin on your slice, and it's most likely, if you're a right-handed player like me, the ball has gone left. Or if you're a lefty, the ball may have gone right because you've stayed on the side. You want to make sure that you turn your wrist so it's like a pushing outwards motion, or I like to say with some of my players, thumb up, thumb down, okay? Thumb back, thumb forward, thumb back, thumb forward, back, forward, back, forward, okay? So just like this, and the ball will go in every time. Keep it slow, keep it smooth, and then build up the power little bit by little bit. The second thing you could do is also let it bounce to give yourself some more time to set up and watch that ball clearly through your strings to have a much smoother time to swing. So letting it bounce is always a much easier option to give yourself time and then go through the swing. But a problem with that is the ball might bounce slightly lower and give your opponent slightly more time to find a good position if you're slightly further back, because further back it's much harder to make a good smash. You have to hit more up through your shot rather than when you're closer, you can hit slightly more down. I do agree with that motion, but you never want to swing straight down because then you're going into the net. So make sure you still pronate to get a good consistency into the court, and versatility if you want to slice it away from them as well. That was decent. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I really hope you got something out of it and that you can improve your smash after the lesson today. Make sure you practice as frequently as you possibly can to maintain good muscle memory and good loose motion of the swing, and hopefully you can gain some good improvements after that. Until the next time, remember to stay tuned by liking and subscribing so I can catch you in the next episode. Cheers. Oh, geez. Yep, I'm so unfit. All those chocolates from the Lindt factory floored me. I need to go for a run. I'll see you in the next video.